morning. Good morning. Good morning. In the primary grades, the expectation of what writers can do has grown.
Hello, students. Let's go ahead and get started. All students aren't prolific writers. So before they begin to put the pencils to the paper, they need to really take a deeper dive into what they just read.
We're going to read, think, talk, and write.
In Detroit, Michigan, first grade teacher Tawana Jordan and fourth grade teacher Kaitlyn Billops are engaging students in the Read, Think, Talk, Write framework. The framework gives students an opportunity to synthesize evidence, play with ideas, develop arguments, and rehearse various forms of communication during lessons in order to demonstrate a deep knowledge and understanding of the topic in writing.
Today we're going to talk about what makes a bird a bird.
This approach integrates reading, speaking and listening, and writing, and results in the production of high-quality, evidence-based writing for students of all ability levels and learning styles.
I really feel like this framework allows them access to this rigorous curriculum in different forms. Previous curriculums, they would give just a little bit of information, almost like a writing prompt, and then push the students to go ahead and write about it. This curriculum allows them to really organize their writing, that they're able to think about it and really capture all the information in their writing through discussion. They typically are much better writers, and their writing samples really reflect that. Today, guys, we are planning for our writing project. Your Choose Your Own Adventure narrative, it must include these three components.
The Read, Think, Talk, Write framework is developed through backwards design and can be found at the module, unit, and lesson level.
For example, Module 2, Unit 1, we began to read about animal defense mechanisms and their importance. Then we moved to Unit 2, where we took a deeper dive into that, and that's when we began to do more of our thinking, our talking, and our writing. And now we're into Unit 3, which is basically all talking, all writing, because our reading has taken place beforehand. So by using this backward design model, I'm able to understand what my students need to know and kind of how this information stacks and scaffolds to get there.
We're going to read this together and we're going to think about it. It's what is a bird? And so that's our guiding question.
In this approach, worthy, complex texts are positioned as the expert in the room.
Go ahead.
All those lay eggs.
Lessons scaffold students to read actively, annotate the texts, use note catchers, and complete short writing tasks that bring them back into the text over and over.
So I want you now to think about what you just read. We're thinking about the characteristics of the bird. Kaitlyn is thinking, Shantae is thinking, King.
During the thinking time, asking scaffolded questions will point the students back to the text in a way that helps build understanding.
Your main character of your story, how would you want your animal to interact? Just thinking about if my students ever get stumped on a question, what supplementary questions can I ask them? Because they're going to need to answer those questions in the talking phase to be able to write an exemplary work sample. What do you do every day?
Collect food.
What else?
And sleep all day.
You sleep all day? Are you nocturnal?
All birds lay eggs. Most look after them until the eggs hatch into chicks.
Yeah. And what did that mean?
The mama gonna stay until they hatch into chicks.
Yeah. And what do you think she's doing while they're hatching? What is she doing? Is she sitting on?
Camouflage.
Yeah, she's camouflage, right? She is camouflage.
Because she won't get caught.
I want you to get with some other people from other animal expert groups, collaborate, bounce some ideas back and forth, use all the resources you have available.
When students talk to one another about what they are reading, it gives them a chance to orally rehearse their ideas, build off each other, and clarify their own misconceptions.
We did a lot of talking. We talked as table groups, we talked as expert groups.
I can run 42 miles per hour. What? He's an ostrich. What are you? I'm a three-belly armadillo. I'm kind of slow because I got a shell, but I can roll up into a ball, a tight ball.
My students are grouped in a heterogeneous sample. The students support each other. So I almost can facilitate instead of hover and teach them.
What is his daily life behaviors?
My behavior is my defense mechanism, which is dodging predators.
We're going to turn to our neighbor And you're going to talk about what we just read in that paragraph. In a large classroom, some students are more comfortable just sharing with their neighbor. I notice
Birds have wings and feathers and beaks.
in the lesson, we were able to use the protocols like Pinky Partners, where the students are able to pick their partner that they think about their answer and then share. Titus, what did you notice?
I know that all birds have feathers.
All birds have feathers. Good, Latitus. And I like the way you went back to the text to get your answer.
As we conclude, I need an exit ticket. What helped you develop your character?
The final component of the Read, Think, Talk, Write framework is writing. However, writing doesn't happen only at the end of the learning process. Some of the writing may include annotating texts during reading, completing graphic organizers, or writing short paragraphs in response to a prompt.
Amari, go ahead and read the first sentence.
They are the only animals that have feathers.
If we look at their writing from before we use the framework to now, I can see great progress. So read another sentence,
All
Cameron.
birds have feet. You got the information from the book. I would say text. We build off each other's ideas.
I am guilty of hand-holding and over-modeling. I just had to learn to let go. After I transferred the control to my students, they were able to surprise me as to what they could do.
Yes, it can roll into a coil ball. Talking with our expert groups or with our peers. It's helping us and guiding us.
It can actually give us more information about what we're writing about, what we're thinking about.
Seeing the progress really warms me up. It's like, okay, this is really working. They're able to produce something that they can be proud of, that I can definitely be proud of.